It's been a bit. We're going to get started in a minute. We're doing coin roll hunting nickels. Looking for anything pre-1960. Buffalo nickels, wartime silver nickels. Just about anything good. So we'll get started in a second. Hey Chew, what's going on? How you been? We're just getting started tonight. Going through a whole box of nickels here. Looking for anything pre-1960. Silver wartime nickels between 42 and 45. What's up, Danica? Yeah, between 42 and 45. The nickels were made of 35% silver. Can you say N-word? Nope, not going to. I ain't saying that. Well, what's up, everybody else who's joining? We are coin roll hunting, going through box of nickels, looking for, like I was saying a second ago, anything pre-1960, which, you know, a lot of people collect. Looking for the silver wartime nickels. I appreciate that, Danica. Silver wartime nickels, which have 35% silver, which they made between 1942 and 45. Buffalo nickels, V nickels. You know, I've found pretty much all of them going through rolls. So hopefully we can find something. Yeah, and just a heads up, if you come across a 2024, doesn't matter if it's D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, they are worth about $5 right now on eBay because they are low mintage. So just a heads up, see any of your pocket change, keep it. I appreciate that, Danica. So yeah, I'll show you a little bit what we're looking for. So I've got my book pretty well full. I am missing all the 1938s. The 39D I'm missing. And here are all the silvers. The only silver nickel I am missing is a 1944 Denver. Now about 90% of these I have found doing what I'm doing coin rolls. I'm also missing the 1950D, which is a lower mintage as well. So I have gotten all the silver nickels except, these are all silver here, except the 1944D. So, and I'm missing the first year Jeffersons. But, so that's what I'm looking for. As well as the Buffalo nickels. Half of these I have found while coin roll hunting doing these, so they are still out there. Yeah, you see my hands at the end of these hunts are like pretty freaking nasty. So I ran out of gloves. I should probably get new ones, but yeah, handling a whole box of nickels, looking at every individual one, get pretty dirty. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit better here. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah, for you guys just joining, we are coin roll hunting, box of nickels, looking for anything pre-1960, silver wartime nickels, which contain 35% silver, buffalo nickels, V nickels, all of which we have found while hunting. I need some starter fluid. Yeah. For anybody who's watching, feel free to leave a comment. If you have a question, let me know. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, we haven't hit anything old yet. Ooh, wow, this is the first time I've seen this. I've got a 2025 Denver. I do not have a 2025 yet. I have one 2024, and this is my first 2025. I didn't even know these were out. You don't see them in my area too much. And I think these have a higher mintage than the 2024s because, like I said before, the 2024s have a very low mintage. That's why they're worth so much on eBay right now. But the 2025s, I'm not sure, but I am keeping this because it is my first one. No hits yet, no pre-1960s coins yet. The only thing we found that was relatively cool was my very first 2025 nickel. I have not found one of these in circulation yet. That's my first time. Also with these, another thing to look out for, it's called the speared buffalo. So usually it's like a little die break, kind of not a die break, but extra piece of die just kind of through the buffalo. I forgot which way it was. I don't remember if it was that way or that way, but that's one to look out for with these guys. Like I said before, hunting I will actually be 38 on Wednesday. Give me 1 second. Turn on the coffee. Yep. I'll be 38 on Wednesday. Oh, how funny. Very cool. What was it? That's our earliest so far. It's 1963. Let's see if we can find something older. But yeah, everybody who's just joining, we are Coin Roll Hunting Nickels. Looking for anything pre-1960. Wartime nickels between 42 and 45, made of 35% silver. Buffalo nickels, all of which we have found many times doing this. So I can hopefully we can get some oldies in this box. I'm pretty short on the old ones lately. Here we go. Our first old one here. We have a 1957 out of Denver. I'm going to quick scope this really quick. So we got our first oldie, 1957 out of Denver. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you want to know what I'm looking for exactly, just feel free to comment. Yeah, comment, like, subscribe. I do this weekly. I have lots of videos up there. I've got lots of shorts, some with some information on it. So feel free to drop on by those. So, Tara, I'll show you really quick. So with nickels, I am searching for, I've got my book pretty well full. We periodically find the old silver wartime nickels between 42 and 45. I am missing the 1944 silver nickel. These have 35% silver from that time period. I'm missing the 1950D, which is lower mintage, and the first year Jeffersons. So that's what I'm looking for. And on top of that, so I have this book. It's called it's the Red Book. It gives you a list of dates, what they're worth, varieties. See, all the silver wartime nickels, they're at least worth bottom line $2.25, and they all have varieties that they're, they have double dies, 3/2s, they're repunchment marks, etc. Well, see you later, Danica. We have found buffalo nickels periodically, which are pre-1938. So a lot of fun stuff can be found, and a lot of this stuff can be worth money. Like I have I have lots of silver nickels between 42 and 45, which probably total about a few $100 because they're worth their amount in silver, which is about $2 to $3 right now. And anything old pre-1960, someone will likely buy. Yeah, it is quite fun and entertaining. Also, just a heads up, Tara, since you're asking, if you come across a 2024, doesn't matter if it's a D or P for Denver or Philadelphia, they are worth about $5 or $6 individually on eBay right now because they are a lower mintage. So if you come across it, keep it, collect them, sell them, do whatever, but people are going crazy for them on there, especially the coin collectors. Yeah, look it up. Just do a Google search 2024 nickels. Look up their eBay price and you'll be very surprised. Yes, just a 2024. It's a lower mintage year for both mints. Actually, 2009 is also a low mintage coin too, which is worth about $1 or $2. So if you come across the 2009s, I would hold on to them. But they're not nearly as worthwhile as the 2024s. So this is my first 2025 I picked up. I'm not sure. I know they have a higher mintage than 2024s, but I just found this one about 10 minutes ago. So I had to look up the mintage count. Oh yeah, and you can also find. I found lots of proof nickels in coin rolls too. So you find a little bit of everything. That's what makes it fun. It's a little mini treasure hunt. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, I will try to have an answer for you. I know a decent amount about what I'm doing and what I'm looking for. Oldest I found in a roll doing this while searching through boxes. I'll show you. The oldest nickel is this one, the 1913 raised ground buffalo nickel. They made about 5 million of those of that year for that mint, the Denver Mint. So that is the oldest one I have found in these type of rolls. But I have plenty older silver dollars from the 1800s. I have a lot of really old coins, like from the 1700s too. So I've only been doing this. Well, I've been collecting for a little bit, but I have a lot of old coins. But as far as nickels go, that's my oldest one I found. Yeah. Now you'd be surprised what you can find doing this. And also, you know how mints, they have silver-proof coins. Not silver-proof, but they do make silver-proof, but not for nickels. But they have proof coins, which is from San Francisco. It would have the S mint here at the bottom instead of the D or the P. So I have found proof coins doing this too, several times. Yeah, if you want to subscribe, like, whatever. I have lots of videos you want to take a look at later. Lots of shorts too. Come on, let's find something good. Well, wheat pennies were never silver. You're probably thinking of the 1943 steel cents. They made them out of steel in 1943 for World War II because they were trying to save on copper because they needed it for the war effort. So what you're probably thinking of is the 1943 steel penny. They never made pennies out of silver. Pre 1982 should be all copper. After 82, zinc. There's obviously the exception because obviously certain mint sets had copper pennies for for certain years. But yeah, generally speaking, pre 1982, all copper. Yeah, find a magnet and stick it to it. If it sticks, it's silver. I mean, sorry, if it sticks, it's steel. Yeah, also, the Canadians, they have all their currency. It has, as far as I know, it has steel in it, and those are magnetized too. So if you have a large change drawer, um, pull a magnet on it, see what sticks. Yeah, so a lot changed in between 1942 and 45 because of World War II, and they needed certain things for the war effort. Nickel was in higher demand, that more demand than silver. That's why they put 35% silver in the nickels and replaced some of the nickel. Same with the penny. They needed the copper from the 1943, so they made the 1943 steel penny, and yeah, that's how all that came about in that era. Yeah, I'll show you really quick. So, yeah, because of the war, they midway through 1942, they stopped doing what they normally do and made the nickel 35% silver. They did that all the way up to 1945. Then after 1945, starting in 1946, they went back to full nickel in the nickels. So from 42 to 45, midway through 42 to 45, it was 35% silver. Yeah. If you have any other questions, let me know. I actually am a big history person, and I have my degree in archaeology. I've been in lots of digs. That's why I like, the whole digging for things, digging for treasure. It fits in my wheelhouse. No, actually, what's funny, I started doing this about 2.5, 3 years ago. Because I found this one short, some guy saying, if you have this year, look for this thing or that thing. It could be worth like thousands of bucks. I'm like, okay. So I started like looking closely at my stuff and doing more research, and then I got like into a deep rabbit hole. I'm like, oh crap, there's a lot of stuff out there that actually, older coins that are actually worth a decent amount of money, and I have found some of them. So that's how I got started, and then just a little over a year ago, I started doing videos. And I think I'm up to a little over 1,900 subscribers since a year, which is, which I was pleasantly surprised. Just learning as I go. But no, I have my degree in archaeology, so I've loved archaeology since I was little, and I haven't worked in archaeology in a little bit. I really want to get back into it, but archaeology doesn't pay that much sometimes unless you have your own business, which I really want to do. But that is what I truly love to do. This is just a fun hobby. Oh yeah, I would love to try that. Magnet fishing sounds like a lot of fun. I just actually got my first metal detector about maybe 4 months ago. I used it once. I really want to get into metal detecting, so I got that all set. I would like to get like a GoPro to attach it to, so I can just upload some videos, you know. Oh yeah, that'd be freaking sweet. What's up, Liberty? What's going on, dude? We're doing a late night nickel hunt. A little bit slow on pre-1960s finds. Yeah, that's one thing I want to try to do. I want this summer. I would love to find and research a spot down here in Southern California where there could possibly be something. You know, I really do not want to go to the beach and do it because of how many people do it in the morning on the beach, especially down here in Southern California. But I mean, I will try it. I haven't tried it on the beach, but I really want to try to find somewhere else where people haven't been. All right, Liberty, been showing this. Okay. All right. So starting midway through 1942, they needed silver for the war. So they needed nickel for the war, so they started putting 35% silver in the nickels starting in 1942, all the way to 1945 when they stopped. So all the way from midway through 42 to 45 is when they had 35% silver. Yeah, of course. And as you so 90% of this whole book I have found while doing these hunts. I'm of course missing the lowest mintage ones, as you can see, as well as this guy, the 1944D silver, and the 1938s and this 39D. So hopefully I find some. The oldest one I have found doing these type of hunts is the 1932. I'm sorry, the 1913 Denver raised ground Type 1 buffalo nickel. That's the oldest one I have found in here. I appreciate that, Tara. Join anytime. I try to do this at least once a week. Sometimes just for an hour, sometimes longer. Depends. So I am hoping this will start picking up soon because we are lacking on pre-1960s finds. So the only two finds I got so far, and we just only been doing this about a half hour, is this 1957 out of Denver. And this 2025. Actually, I don't have any 2025s yet. So I have maybe one or two 2024s because those are low mintage. Keep those. Those are worth about $5 or so online on eBay at the moment. But the 2025s, I'm not sure on the mint count yet. Let me screw my screen over. So yeah, my last week, there's a short up. Last week's nickel hunt, I found I forgot what year it was. I think it was a 40. It was a 45. It was a 1945 silver nickel. So that was fun. So there was a time I was averaging 1 to 2 silver nickels per box, and sometimes 1 or 2 buffalo nickels per box. So for a while I had it pretty good, but right now it's been a little stale. So say that again, Tara. Yeah, lay down. It's late. Yeah, I'm looking for. So I've got my book up. So mostly for the older errors, not so much the newer ones. So, like I said, pre 1960, you can find pretty much all of these. So the 1949, like for example, this one, 1949 D over S, and it gives you an example of what that looks like. It, in really good grade, 150 bucks. You know, towards the lower end, it's probably about like these type of coins, like the older ones. You know what they look like. About maybe 50 bucks you probably get from one of those. And, you know, obviously there's ones that are worth more, like the 9045P double die, 25 bucks, lower grade VF, which means very fine. So those are the type of things to look for. The 1939s have a double die that people like to look for, which can get pretty pricey. I mean, look at that price guide right there. I mean, worth the most is like obviously anything pre, like I was saying, like varieties and errors are will be worth the most, as well as the lower mintage ones. Like if you find ones that are like only at 3 million or so, like the older V nickels are going to be worth more um, than most. Same with there's some buffalo nickels that are worth a lot too. You just have to do the time and research on them and grade. Um, yeah, their grade definitely plays a big factor in their worth. I'm hoping I can find something good so I can show you guys some cool stuff here. So this one, I want to see if that's pre-19. It's either 64 or before. So we're open to find out. I can tell by how it looks. So let's see what that one is. Ah, man, I was wrong. This is a very, very, very worn 80s nickel. Too bad. Ooh, here we go. We got an oldie here. 1958. And this one's out of Denver. Yeah, really, I was way off there. But I did find an older one, so it's good. 1958 Denver. Yeah, no problem. Yep, been there. Yeah, keep the 2024 nickels and 2009s because those are lower mintage and they worth way more than face value. Keep those. Yeah, the thing with the 80s and the older ones, the 80s had a more older, like, um, how should I say it? imprint than the 90s and 2000s. It was deeper. So that's why sometimes I do get confused with the 80s ones, because the 80s, I think the 80s ones have better, they look better in my opinion. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And for you guys just joining, we are looking for anything pre-1960. Silver war nickels, which were between 42 and 45, contain 35% silver. The newer 2024s, which are actually worth about $5 on $5 or more on Amazon right now. Buffalo nickels. There's anything old and cool, Found lots of proof ones too. Come on. Just cut my nails. It makes it more difficult. All right. Yeah. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Help me out here. So my goal has been to try to get monetized. But, it's a slow process. I'm not expecting it to happen overnight. I've only been at this a year, so I'm doing okay for a year, Yeah, all my rolls I get from the bank. There are certain banks that won't give you rolls. You try to, you kind of weasel your way in there a little bit. Get to know them, and they'll probably be more likely to sell you the rolls for cash. So if you're not a member, some of them will have a limit of what you can exchange for. Actually, sometimes my work actually helps me out and goes to the bank for me and picks up some of the boxes. But good banks I have found that will do that for you if you're a non-member. I think it's like $100 max they'll exchange cash for, which is $100 box of nickels. Or you can get boxes of pennies. Pennies are more tedious, but pennies are also fun. That's what I started out doing, because you can actually find a lot of varieties too in that. Chase Bank and U.S. Bank. So yeah, let's find some old goodies here. So we got a silver nickel on our last hunt, so hopefully we can get lucky again. Hey, you know what? That's no joke. Laundry mat, or I'm not sure if it's in your area, but you ever heard? I think there's one still out here, like, but the arcade place called Nickel Nickel. I'm not sure if that's a Southern California thing or just a California thing in general, but yeah. Ooh, we got an oldie. Look at this one, 1946, and that's a Philadelphia. Usually, you can tell it's a Philadelphia because there's no mint mark to the right. Yeah, 1946. Let me look at the book really quick. 46. Yeah. So 46, there's actually, they made a lot. So, but it's still low end condition, worth about 25 cents. This one's probably worth maybe 10, 15 cents or more, just somebody wants to put it in their book. But we got a 1946. We finally got, this is the oldest one so far. That's on the board. Yeah, I would love to do quarters and half dollars, but I don't always have $500 or more to do that, because those a box of quarters is $500. A box of half dollars can either be a $500 or they have $1,000 box of half dollars, and you can find some really cool half dollars in there. Yeah, with half dollars, between 65 and 70, they had 40% silver in them. And before that, 1964 and before, was 90%. So I would love to do half dollars. All right. Well, good night, Tara. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I'll see you again. I really need to get a knife because I have no fingernails right now. Yeah, for the rest of you just hanging out, if you're just joining, you're going through box of nickels, looking for anything pre-1960. We're looking for silver nickels, buffalo nickels, anything old and fun and worth some money. Also, the 2024s are worth about $5 because they were lower mintage. So if you find those, I'd keep them. So we got some hits today. So we got some from the 40s, we got some from the 50s, we have a brand new 2025, which I haven't seen yet, which is pretty cool. So we are searching for the old silver ones and buffalo nickels. So hopefully we come across that. What's this one here? Just my camera. For you guys just watching, feel free to comment. If you have any questions, let me know. Alright, nothing yet. Ooh, this one could be silver, guys. You can tell by the edge, it's kind of off. But I could be wrong. There's a chance, though. Nope. So with silvers, so this one's not a silver. But with the older silver ones, they would have that kind of discolored edge like that. But I was looking at it, this one's not silver. But that's one telltale sign sometimes. Not all the time, because you do get tarnished nickels like that one. We will find silver. Either that or a buffalo nickel, and I'll be happy. Chances are good. So, something's off about this guy. Look at this, guys. Now, I don't think that's heavy circulation. I think that is a major grease error. Look at the front and back. Lots of lettering missing. I don't think that's from normal circulation. Let me scope that really quick. It's a possibility what we have. I'm going to have to do some research on it. We could have a grease error. Where there's too much grease applied to when they strike the planchet, and it doesn't strike well. So this could be a pretty good error because it is missing a lot of detail. A lot of letters are missing. I mean, there's a good possibility this is a pretty good error, but I will do some research. But I'm fairly certain this is a grease error. So we'll find out and keep it. See, you can totally tell the difference. Look at this, guys. See how much detail, especially in the bottom, it is missing? Yeah, look at the front. It's missing, obviously it's missing the letters, but it's missing some detail too. So, that I'm keeping. I'm going to do a little research on that, but that's a good one. Yeah, exactly. So, I have a couple coin forums where I post every once in a while, questions I can't figure out. So, I might do that tonight or probably tomorrow. I'm fairly certain it's what's called a grease error, though. And that's a significant one, too, because it's front and back. And error coins are collectible, too. I'm not sure what someone will pay for that, but you never know. People spend all sorts of money on things that just don't make sense. But I can see people, there's obviously a lot of people that collect errors because there are some pretty cool error coins out there that just don't make sense in how they're done. And, they intrigue people and people want to collect them. And some of them can be worth a pretty good amount of money. I'm not saying that one is, because I doubt it, but it's still going to be worth more than face value. Let me adjust this for you guys because you're not seeing the full what I'm seeing. Yeah, for you guys who are new, we were looking for anything pre-1960. Silver nickels between 1942 and 45, which are made of 35% silver. Buffalo nickels, anything rare and fun. Old and fun, too. Sometimes you get lucky and find some proof points in here, too, which is pretty cool. Found lots of those. And just so you guys know, I'm on the hunt for that specific silver nickel. If I get any of the other ones again, but I'm totally cool with that. Anything older than 1960, I'm definitely keeping. But looking for that one, the 39D, all the 1938s, which are very hard to find, and the 1950D, which is a very low mintage, and then I am completed that book. So that is what I'm hunting for. Obviously, I'll take anything old. Well, here we go. Like I was saying, we have a 1941. I think this is our oldest find so far, and it is S. It is in San Francisco. Let me pull up my book. The 41S is, it's a lower mintage, but not too low. So in this condition, you probably get a couple bucks for it. But yeah, 1941 out of San Francisco, and there is a variety on this one, which I do have. I have one. See this one, how the S, you see that where the S is, the S mint mark right there on the side. There's a regular S, which is this one. Then there's a large S. That variety can be worth a little bit more to a lot of bit more, depending on condition. Now, I have one that I found. So they are out there. It was just a different strike, apparently. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. Make sure you like, keep me going in the algorithm. Yeah, let me know, guys. Let's find some silver. Let's get another roll going. Let's find those silver ones and buffalo ones. Find some buffalo nickels here. Proof coin would be cool too. I haven't found a proof in a while. Yeah, like I said before, guys, the 2024, if you find one, keep it, is a lower mintage and worth about $5 or more on eBay at the moment. So just keep an eye out. Little helpful hit of the evening, or should I say late night. That is a nice and shiny 1964. You don't find that good a luster in these sometimes. Let's scope that really quick. All right. Yeah, for you guys just joining, we are coin roll hunting. I got a box of nickels going. We're searching for anything pre-1960. We're looking for the old silver wartime nickels, which are between 1942 all the way to 45. These contain 35% silver. And looking for any of the old ones I'm missing in this book. So, we're doing all right. We've got some oldies on the board. All right, it's coffee time. Give me a sec. We're back. Got coffee brewing. Let's find some good old stuff here. What's going on here? Ooh, look at this, guys. We got a 1951. Do we have a good date? A 1951 Philly. Let's check the book. 51 Philly. 51's, 51 Philly is actually a decent date. It's 28 million minted. I think I had the 51 Philly. Yep, I do. So, yeah. So we got a good one. 1951 of Philadelphia. So that goes on the board. Coffee's ready. Give me a second. Here you go, guys. This is what I'm talking about. 2009s. That is a lower vintage date. They are worth a few bucks on eBay. So come across these ones also. I would do so. Come across them, keep them. The 2009s are a lower vintage. Keep those. Alrighty, let's keep going. So, what time is it? So it's 11:30 here. Yep, it's 11:30 here in SoCal. We are cornrow hunting late, trying to find some good goodies. Anything pre-1960, the silver nickels, which were between 42 and 45. Buffalo nickels, anything old and fun that are worth money. So let's see what we got in this guy. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you're wondering what I'm doing, what I'm looking for, feel free to ask. And just a heads up, if you come across a 2024, they're worth about, it doesn't matter if it's from Denver or Philadelphia, the P or D, they are worth about $5 on Amazon, sorry, $5 on eBay right now because they were lower mintage. So keep those 2024s. Yep, hopefully we can find some older ones this time. We got a good variety going. We got a couple 40s up here. We got a 2025 brand new. And then we have an error, which is a cool one. I'll show you guys pretty soon. Alright, let's see what we can find in this guy. Anything that stands out? Nope. Yeah, that's damage. I'm pretty sure that's damage. Yeah, this is our second 2009. The 2009s are actually lower mintage also, and they're worth a couple bucks. So if you come across 2009, keep it. Same with the 2024s. They are worth a lot more than their face value. If you guys have any questions, comments, just leave a comment. Happy to answer anything. next one out ready. All right. Come on. I cut my nails. Now, for you guys tuning in, just now tuning in, we're searching a box of nickels, looking for anything pre-1960, which we have found. Lots of. Looking for silver nickels, buffalo nickels. Errors, which we have also found. Right there, I'll show you guys that in a little bit. And yeah, just anything fun and cool. Let me adjust this here. Give me 1 second. Alright, be back in 2 minutes, guys. Alright, I am back. Let's find some good oldies here. We got 40s, we got 50s we found. We have a couple low mintage ones. We have an error coin. So we were doing pretty decent right now. Would make it better if I found a silver nickel or a buffalo nickel. So hopefully we can find some. Yeah, let's look at that. So 2009 is a lower mintage date, and these are worth a couple bucks on eBay. So this is my third one from 2009 tonight. So keep the 2009s, keep the 2024s. The 2024 nickels definitely keep, because those are worth about $5 each on eBay right now. People are buying those up like crazy. Yeah, 2024s, keep them. They did not make very many. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Yeah. Leave a comment if you have a question. You know, honestly, leave a like. Help me out. My goal this year is to get monetized. So we're doing okay for only being a year in. Not too bad. Oh, here we go. We got an oldie here, guys. 1946. And that's Philadelphia. Let me check my book. Nothing really to look for in the 1946. So this is a good oldie to keep. Guys, feel free to comment, leave a like. Sorry guys, let me adjust that. There you go. You can see what I'm looking at. Yeah. Like I've been saying pretty much all night, keep the 2024s. Keep them. They were lower mintage. They're worth about $5 on eBay right now. If you learned anything tonight from watching my stream, keep the 2024 nickels. You'll make some money if you find them. Alright, let's go on the next one. So we're doing all right. We're an hour and a half in. Got some nice 40s and 50s finds. We got some lower mintage 2009s. Keep those, is worth a couple bucks. We have a brand new 2025. We have an error coin, which I will show you guys. And you can tell what's going on here. This was probably called a grease error. A lot of the wording has been, phased out. It didn't strike well. This one I just found too during this live stream. So same with the back, same thing happened. Likely a grease error. A lot of the wording didn't stamp correctly. So as far as value, it's kind of hard to put a value on it at the moment. It could bring $10, I would say. Rough guesstimate, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna probably take some pictures of this, post it to the forum, get some second opinions. But this is definitely an error coin, and you can definitely tell that too. It's missing a lot of detail. And right now I'm just hoping to find some silver. We got we got coins from the 40s, we got some from the 50s. Looking for 30s and older now. Yeah. So if you guys are just joining, let me show you what I'm looking for. So anything pre-1960, including these ones, which I am missing for my book. 42 to 45 are 35% silver. So good rule of thumb, look at your change. Yeah, so those are the ones. That one specifically I am missing, obviously. So hopefully I can score some silver tonight. My last hunt from last week, I did score a 1945 silver nickel, and that one I found was a Philadelphia. I've actually got a whole baggie full of these. But yeah, they're out there, guys. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. Like the stream. Yeah, just let me know. Just looking for that silver. So we got a bunch of 40s and 50s hits. Our oldest one being 1941. We got an error coin here too that we found during the stream. So we're doing okay. We're doing all right. Now, a proof coin would be fun to find. Would be fun to find. I'm sorry. I find those every once in a while. Yeah, between 42 and 45, nickels were 35% silver. So keep an eye out. And the new 2024s are low mintage. They're worth about $5. So we found some goodies so far tonight. Found some good stuff. Still looking for the elusive silver. Yeah, do me a favor and hit that like button, guys. Helps me out. What do we got here? What have we got here? All right, let's just go through these. Yeah, that planchet is a little off center, don't you think? The front is, at least. Let me scope that really quick. Yeah, I'll keep it up off the side. I'll look at it later, but it's a little off center. All right, the next one. All right, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, I am back. I think I only have maybe a couple more rolls left in me, and then we're gonna stop for the night. But we have found some good stuff. Not the stuff I want, but we actually found some good stuff. Hey guys, we got another old one here. Our second from 1941, and this one's out of Philly. So we got two, I believe, from this year in same mint. So cool. We got another one. Yeah, remember guys, so I've been saying this all night, so give you guys a heads up. The 2024s are low mintage and worth about $5 on eBay. Come across them, keep them. Yeah, my hands are dirty from handling all the nickels. I gotta wear some gloves next time. Cannot make out the ear. Let me put under scope. It is pretty dirty in there. Hold on, give me a second, guys. All right, so a nasty one was a 1990, not worth it. Alright. Either this is going to be the last roll or the one after this, so I'll decide. It's getting late. For you guys just joining in, we're coin roll hunting, looking for anything pre-1960. Silver war nickels between 42 and 45. Buffalo nickels, all of which we have found while doing this. This will either be the last little bit that I'm doing here. I might do another roll. But yeah, we're nearing toward the end of the stream here, guys. Found some good stuff. 40s and 50s finds, an error coin, and some lower mintage 2009s. So we're doing okay. Last hunt, I found a silver wartime nickel, which is pretty fun. All in all, it's been okay. Alright, one more for funsies and I'm done. Definitely done after this one, guys. Alright. We're gonna go through this quick. Nope. Nope. For you guys just joining in, this is the last of this going on hour and 45 minutes. Going through a box of nickels, finding anything. Well, just finding anything cool. Old pre-1960s. We're doing alright. It looks like we're done. So give me a second. Do a quick recap. So we got halfway through the box. In the next stream, we will finish the rest of it. I got some cleaning up to do, but this is what we found for the evening. So we got some lower vintage 2009s. We got a 1951 out of Philly. We got a 46 out of Philly. We got another 1941 Philly. Actually, sorry, this one's a 41S, so it's a little bit better date. We have a 58 Denver, 57 Denver. We have another 46 Philly. We have a brand new 2025. I haven't come across these yet. This one's out of Denver. You know how I was mentioning the 2024s are very low mintage, so keep an eye out for the 2024s. They're worth about $5 online on eBay. Sometimes they go for more. 2025s, I'm not sure of the mintage yet. This is my first one that I have found. I have to double check that. And then we have our error. So this is what's called a grease error. A little bit of grease gone with the die. Can barely make out anything, any of the letters and numbers. Same with the reverse. So this was a good little error pickup. So that's a keeper. So that's it, guys. Thanks for dropping by. I will try to do another one of these soon, possibly this weekend. We'll see what happens. I gotta finish this box up. So thanks for dropping by, guys.